Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to RelationShifts. I'm Larry Little.
And I'm Melissa Jackson.
And here we are, Melissa. You know, April showers brings May flowers, and we are in it. We are here in May.
Can you believe that?
I know.
It is so hard to believe.
I mean, like yesterday, it was January.
I know. And now it's not.
But we have a very special podcast because we're talking about some very special people.
Yes,
you know,
we
it's
are.
right around the corner, and as you're listening to this, you're gearing up for it, and it's Mother's Day.
Isn't that a special time?
It's Mother's
Day.
Such
a special time.
And we are going to have just a bit of fun, I hope, and some hopefully some informative information to talk about moms, because moms are critically important. By the way, you know why all of our computers are so smart, don't you? Well, it's because they listen to their motherboard.
That's good. That's good.
I want to wet those.
I love it.
Whet your appetite, grease the skin, get ready, because that's just the first one.
I was wondering if that is replacing the last one.
Oh, no.
Okay.
We have another one. And because you want to make sure, you always say, Larry, please make sure we get to the dad joke.
I love it. And I love how you started off this one, you know, in light of moms, you worked hard to have an opening.
An opening
joke
for moms. Yeah, it's all about moms.
beautiful.
So this is all about moms. And so the dad joke is going to be the mom joke today. How about that?
I love it.
Well, moms are incredibly important. We do know that not everybody has their mom. We do know that not everybody has a good experience or relationship or has had a good experience with their moms. And we get that. We want to honor that. We recognize that. And we certainly don't want to make an assumption that everybody's relationship with the mom is, or that everybody has their moms here. They don't, and we know that, and we do honor that. But we want to talk about today moms in general, because all of us have a mom, and if your mom is still with you, it's a great opportunity to think about connecting and relating with her. If you're still in a home with children, then you'll find hopefully some of the things we talk about helpful. And if you are at home, and your mom is at home with you still, then this is going to help you to maybe understand how to love her a bit more, a bit better, and not more, but better. And we hopefully we can give just a little bit of help, wisdom, tools, if you will, as we talk about the truth about moms, because you see, here's the thing. We do have today an expert, and you are the expert because you are a mom, right?
I am. And what a beautiful journey that it is, you know, ups and downs and ins and outs. And I love it. I love having the opportunity to grow and to do this journey together. It's a lot of fun. You know, your sweet daughter is now... She's 14. She is 14. So right.
Beautiful girl, 14-year-old.
In the teenage zone. And it is a lot of fun. We're learning so much together.
You're in it, aren't you, girl?
We are in it.
You're in
to
it.
win it.
So here's the in it to win it. You know, raising a junior high girl right now. Yeah, it's got to be a challenge and a lot of fun, and you learn things you didn't even know, I guess.
You know, I do. And that's the fun part of it. You know, she keeps me up to date with all the technology and, you know, those pieces. And she tries to help me so that I can stay in the lingo, bro. I try. I'm not sure that I really, you know, make it, but I like to think that I'm staying in the zone. So
that leads me to ask you this question. Are there times when she might just look at you and roll her eyes? Did you ever get that eye roll, or that mom? That's such a mom thing.
I see that, but you know, when we talk about it, she doesn't see it, so she doesn't think that it really counts. But sometimes I have to demonstrate what I saw, and you know, that gets some good laughter going.
Well, I bet you're a cool mom. Is cool still a word? I don't know, but I bet you're a cool mom. Or whatever the word is, bro, whatever it is.
The word is escaping me right now, but I try to be. I'm not, but I try to be.
And I bet you are. You know, the thing about it is, moms are probably some of the most misunderstood people on the planet during the teenage years, during those early years, and then maybe some of the most later in life. You look back and you see what you had, and you go, "Wow, you know, wow, mom."
That's so true.
And so, what we want to do today let's talk about how different personalities affect the way different moms parent. And this is not about one personality loves more. It's not. It's that they love differently, right? All these personalities that we talk about, they have different ways of communicating, of talking, of laughing, of loving, of parenting. So we want to talk about that today to help us to understand a bit more about our mom so that we can appreciate her and so that we can love her in maybe a little bit different way, maybe even a deeper way. Who knows? So we talk about personality, and what we mean by that is it's just how we influence other people, how we solve problems, how we care for others. So we're talking about how a mom's love shows up through her personality. That's really what we're talking about. How we do that.
I love how you frame that, because it is just different. And understanding that really gives you insight on how to receive it later in life even, and how to understand when it's being given, how to know that it's a gift and not an irritation.
That's right.
It's such a gift.
Yeah, that's right. And we don't have to guess. I mean, there are some interesting stats about moms. And the Cornell Chronicle says that the average mom spends over 90,000 hours. Think about that. Wow. Raising her kids in her lifetime. And 90,000 hours. I mean, that's amazing. I don't doubt it. Do you? I mean, if you look back.
Yeah, and I wonder where that stat cuts off. What what age does that stat
great point.
Kind of cutting off, but that's a lot of time, a lot of investment, and we know that. Here's another stat: the Healthy Mommy survey says 9 out of 10 moms say that all that time that they're investing, that sometimes that they can feel guilty about not taking time for themselves.
What do you think? True,
false?
I
think that can be so true.
Yeah, I think that's so true too.
They're at the end of the line.
Yep, they're at the end of the line. They get to, but there's another survey that says 2 out of 3 moms admit to hiding chocolate or snacks from their kids and their partner.
It's just 2. That's just 2 out of 3.
You think that's low?
I think that one might be
so
low.
Tell the truth. Have you ever hidden snacks from your family?
Maybe I have. Maybe I do it a lot of times. I don't know.
I love it. So on a more serious note, the University of Bath survey says that 71% of household mental load responsibilities are handled by mothers, including planning, coordinating, and managing family logistics. True or false?
Oh my goodness. So, moms, they just feel that innate responsibility. It's, it just happens. They're nurturers by nature. If they're extroverted, introverted, or task, it doesn't matter. They're gonna feel that responsibility. So yes. And of course that carries into that constant ever thinking about how to carry that load.
Yeah, I think that's so. And the truth about that is, I think it's so true, but also I think a truth is that it's so underappreciated, that load that you carry. Data says that 75% of mothers say that much of their work goes unnoticed.
And moms they're working during the day, whether it's in their home or in a work environment, and they're giving, and then there's the night shift, to do and the things to take care of at home so that it runs as smoothly as it can, and that just is a lot of energy that goes into making sure that the family and kids get where they need to go, and then they're also taking care of at night. And
I'm just thinking about that right now. All that you moms do. That's amazing. All that my mom did growing up, and that you guys do to pave the way for your family. But here's a question.
Of love.
Well, it is a gift of love, but here's a true question. I want a true answer from you. So research says that 83% of moms say that parenting is enjoyable most of the time. Even though it can be overwhelming. What do you think?
Well, anything worth doing is going to have struggle to it. It's going to have hard situation to it, or hard dynamic, or, it's going to have a hard season, or, that's life. Right.
Right.
And, it's like a diamond in the rough. It produces something, that changes you and causes you to grow. And even in the moments where maybe you don't want to, it creates that environment. So, that hard work is purposeful, very, very purposeful.
That is awesome. So there is incredible purpose in being a mom, a lot of hard work, probably underappreciated, but still it brings a joy, huh?
It does. It does. And I love today that we're going to focus on how can you be aware, if you're listening to this, whatever, relationship you're in or not in, but how can you be aware when you see the personality dynamic coming out in a relationship? How can you be aware? And how can you be mindful to be appreciative of that, to understand the value that it brings, to understand that the gift that it is?
So as we go through this, I want to challenge you as our listeners to identify what personality is your mom. What is, and if you're a mom, think about who you are and think about how you parent, but just to bring some awareness to this so that we can love our moms better, so that we can honor our moms in a more powerful way, maybe. And the first up, let's talk about our parrot, our people-loving parrot. If your mom is a people-loving parrot, you see that her love for connection that she loves to talk. She talks, she thinks out loud, she processes out loud. She has great communication skills when it comes to engaging others. She can enter into a conversation and she enjoys that. She enjoys the process of communication verbally. So she's a connector, a lot of fun, a lot of laugh, a lot of connecting with her family and with others through humor, those kind of things. Others connect in different ways. She uses humor. But, from a reality standpoint, it's, I'm going to be right back. I got to run a quick errand. And, she could be gone for, hours. Who knows? Because she gets caught talking and she talks and she visits and she will stand in the parking lot of the grocery store and talk and talk and talk. And you're finally like, Mom, can we go? But she's got to catch up with the people that she wants to talk with and engage with. She's got to hear from them.
Yes. And 5 minutes is not literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes, it may be 30. It may be something, 45. But, they love through conversation. So it's so important for you to love back through taking time to have that conversation, taking time to connect in that way, taking time to be able to slow down and just kind of visit, just kind of talk, have conversation, be open to allow there to be, words exchanged, pleasant words, positive words.
Well, so here's your action item for, if you have a parrot mom, she's a parrot. Take the time to verbally tell her how much you appreciate her. Tell her that you love her. Tell her that you think she's beautiful. Tell her that you appreciate all that. Take some time to validate her through words of affirmation. Validate her through spending a time, giving her a big hug, letting her know that she's important. She is important. Not what she does, but thankful for what she does, but you love her because she's fun.
And that will make her day. That will completely make her day. And you are going out of your way. If you're giving to a parent mom in that way, you are speaking her language and really investing in her in the way that she enjoys, that she will naturally feel.
And listen to her stories. She wants to tell you stuff for Mother's Day. Listen, let her share stories and laugh at her jokes.
Laugh with her. Laugh with her. Tremendous. So also let's talk about the lion mom. So the lion mom is on the other end from that. The lion mom is the one that is making sure everybody is moving forward. They're the ones that are hurrying everyone up because there's something they got to get to. They're making sure that they're getting to practice, or they're, getting to work, whatever it may be. They're pushing everybody forward. They're making sure that the big picture is happening, and it is working, and they're going to be the
That's
ones
right.
that are pulling everybody along. You may feel pushed,
Yeah.
by that
Yeah.
mom. You may feel like, she's always pushing me. She's always pushing me. But that's really her loving
That's
you.
right.
She's really, speaking that language of, I care enough about you to pull you along because, whatever you're doing is more than just that moment. It's teaching you something, or it's discipline, helping you create a discipline in some way.
That's so true. Moms see that big picture. They understand it. They show love so powerfully through let's get some important things done. You can accomplish this. You can beat that challenge. They're the ones that give you that confidence when you need it.
Oh my goodness.
They'll help you go conquer that hill. They love
Yes.
that. And if you're not careful, you'll think you're at a boot camp. And but they're trying to get things done. I mean, they're trying to conquer that because they know the importance of a good work ethic. They know the importance of going for the gusto of seeing a goal and going after it and conquering that hill. So if you want to love her, you tell her that, hey, let's go get something done. What do you want to accomplish on your Mother's Day? That project that's never been finished, maybe you can help her get it done. Whatever that is, find out and love those lion moms by saying, what do you want to accomplish?
I love that.
Go do it.
It's the lion mom is the mom that sees the 5-year-old, they're dealing with a 5-year-old, but they already see, the type of employee that this child is going to be. They're already thinking about their work ethic, like you're talking about. They're already thinking about, well, how can I use some chores to help teach them to have a strong work ethic, and they're 5 years old. So, that is that lion that is always going to be thinking about the future. They're always ahead of the moment, and they love that way and want to be loved in return.
So true. So love your lion mom by helping her accomplish that big thing, whatever it is that she's working on.
That's right.
Let's talk about the camel mom, the competent camel mom. The camel moms, they do carry their responsibility very seriously. They're the ones that can really understand the logistics and the detail and the organization. They're why the systems are in place, because they can build those systems. They can see it. But at the same time, we have to understand the way they show love to us is by creating the pathways through organization for us to function, for us to be successful. They feel like they are paving a way for their family.
Yes.
They're making it so that the chores are organized. They're looking at the logistics of the schedule of what we've got to be and where we've got to be and when we've got to do what. And
what ifs. They're thinking about the what ifs.
Yes. Yeah. And really thinking about what are we going to do? Plan A but falls. We'll have plan B. And so the thing about that is they can carry that load, but they're generally introverted, so they can carry that load and nobody really know how heavy it is, right?
Yeah, and that gets kind of lost in the shuffle if you're not careful, and it may cause you to feel like, well, they're always in the nitty gritty. They always want to know what's going on in my business. But if we shift that, we make a little shift there and understand who is this camel mom. This camel mom is the one that does care about the details, and they care so much to be in them and to be so involved in them that, they're showing their heart through managing those things. They're showing their love through making sure that those things are lined up. And so it's so important as you talk about how do you love that camel mom? How do you help her feel valued is to slow down and let her do that.
And if you want to love her for Mother's Day, let her make a plan. And you run the plan. Say, hey, let's plan out how you would like your Mother's Day to look. And let her come up with a plan that works for her.
That's great advice.
That lowers that stress for her just for that day. And then you get to where she is and walk that plan. Check that those boxes off her checklist with her.
Slow down. Verbally communicate some appreciation around something specific. Not a lot. But notice something that shows that you are aware of those details.
Correct. So that brings us to our tranquil turtle mom. And, this is the mom who is incredibly thoughtful, who loves to spend time with us, who is okay just hanging out, chilling.
Oh, they're so peaceful.
That's right. Have incredible wisdom. They are amazing to connect one-on-one with, right? And doesn't mind being in the background. In fact,
Enjoys that.
But we have to watch that, because just because a mom is a turtle and puts others before herself doesn't mean we should take advantage of that. Sometimes that means she might get pushed to the side. Her needs might not be met because she's not going to be verbal about that, right? She's going to love through an endearment, through a connection, through a serving, through a caring, through a spending time with.
Creating a calm environment. That's super important. Yeah.
We have to realize, though, that makes it very easy to take her for granted, right? To go, hey, to not recognize what she is doing in work. So if we're going to love that tranquil turtle on Mom's Day, she would love nothing more than for you to put it in neutral, show her how much she is cared for by spending time. Maybe that's going for a walk. Maybe that's sitting and visiting. Maybe maybe she wants to go to a movie. I don't know what she wants to do. Check out what she wants to do to spend time with you. Don't do what you want to do during that time. This isn't about bringing her along with whatever you think is fun.
Right.
It's about, Mom, this is your day.
Chill.
We're going to spend it with you chilling. What do you want to do? You tell us. And she may have a hard time articulating what she wants to do because she's so used to doing what other people want to do. So slow it down, help her think through. And the bottom line is just commit, I'm going to be here.
Yes, I love it.
I'm going to be here for you.
I love it. And so we're going to talk about some shifts that you can literally make for Mother's Day and moving forward in order to love that mom. And those shifts are super important because when we've got the knowledge and we understand who our mom is, that person that we're trying to love, then we can really hit the spot.
That's right.
We may think, let's give her flowers. Let's give her, let's do this. Is that going to work? Well, we're going to give you some things. We've just talked about what you can do specifically. We're going to give you some shifts to really think through and challenge you to choose one of these in order to shift into a mode that could really speak to that mom.
One more thing, Melissa, before we get to the shifts, is that I realize that some of you are listening and you're like, my mom is, hundreds of miles away. I can, maybe I can, I usually just give her a call. No, you can still, with the different personalities, think through long distance, how you can connect with through Zoom, we got a lot of ways for you to spend time with, for you to talk with, for you to think through how you can show your appreciation and validation of your mom based on her personality.
Yes.
What is she, who is she, and validate her based on who she is.
Yeah.
You can still do it even if you're not in the home with your mom.
Go get in that quadrant of your mom.
Right.
And of course, all this is with the little profile that you can take. You can have your mom take. That'd be a lot of fun for Mother's Day, and you can understand her at such a deeper level. So let's talk about some shifts. Let's get to those because we need some tools. So how can you shift? And I want to speak to really quickly, if you are involved with your mom and you've got some wisdom on this, what a unique responsibility you have to be able to help create that environment for other people, to help educate other people, whether it's your child or your sister, your brother, your whoever. How can you help people gain some knowledge? They can hit the target, they can hit it and bring such value. So here's a shift. If you're thinking about this, let's shift from misreading personality, which we're just talking about that, to understanding personality, to really understanding what that person needs so that you don't view it negatively. You don't get frustrated because they're picking at me. You don't use that and allow it to create a disconnect from your mom. You figure out what does she need. So you move from misreading the personality to understanding personality.
Yeah, this one's easy, guys. Really easy. TheLittleProfile.com. Go take it, look at it so you'll know who she is and listen to this podcast, right?
Yes.
Don't assume Know who she is. Love her based on who she is and her personality. Don't
Yes.
misread it. You don't have to
Yes.
misread it, Melissa. We've got it.
That's
got it for
right.
them.
That's right.
Good.
Here's
All
a
right.
quick example. My mom is a hugger. Well, we know we've got to go hug, and we've got to hug
parrot.
when she enters. We've got to hug when she leaves. It's super important.
Love it.
Whether we're huggers or not is irrelevant. Go
Love
and give
that.
a hug.
Man, that's a great example. Love
Number
it.
2, shift from irritation to curiosity. I love this one. Curiosity. So if I shift from being irritated to curious, I really take the eyes off of my own emotions around the situation, and I really become a learner. Instead of being, being irritated, I become a learner of that other person, and curiosity causes me to learn about that person.
Yeah, and it helps us to identify when things really irritate us. Instead of allowing it to damage the relationship, it helps us to find a path to say, wait a minute, let me learn more about that. And, and finding that balance, finding that instead of when things irritate us, instead of doing that, let's be curious. Let's ask them, what do I not get about that behavior, and why is that going on, and what can I do to help? Just like you articulated beautifully, mom needs a hug. What can I do to meet that? I may not be a hugger, but you know what? She needs a hug. So instead of letting that irritate me, and I'm not going to hug her.
Right.
No. I'm going to get to where she is. And I'm going to be curious. Wait, what is it that helps her? Well, she needs hugs.
That's
okay,
right.
then the answer is to go get it.
So I'm not going to use what she needs. I'm not going to judge her in that. I'm not going to evaluate her based off of what I need. I'm going to go totally get in her quadrant and speak her language. So another shift is to shift from conflict to balance.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I mean, the two kind of really go hand in hand. Being curious helps us to find balance, and what that means is just to say, I'm not going to allow myself to enter into a conflict because somebody is different than I am, or they process differently, or their needs are different. I'm going to realize that diversity is the key in personality. When in a family think about it, if you had a family that was all lions, it'd be hard. We all have different, or all parrots, or all turtles. But the diversity of personality in our families, that's a strength, and it helps us to stay curious about each other. So look, instead of having conflict, find that appreciation for the balance and the curiosity. So the last shift that we want to talk about is, let's work hard to shift from taking moms for granted. And we've told you to acknowledging their impact, and we've told you how to do that. We've talked about what each personality mom needs, what they need. Go back and look at that. Grab some notes, and for the future, if you need to jot them down or whatever. But the bottom line is, how can you love your mom with gratitude, not just during Mom's Day, Mother's Day, but how can you do that for the rest of her life? How can you get to where she is?
I think this one is super important, because we know with different seasons we experience a different relationship with our mom, and when we get older, we see the impact. Well, what if we could acknowledge that impact instead of waiting till we're so much older? We could acknowledge it now. And sometimes I think that means that we have to understand our mom as a person, that they grew up, in different ways, that they experienced different things. They experienced different struggles unique to them, and they're a person, and they've gone through things, and our moms need grace just as much as we need them.
That's right.
Today.
And as we kind of turn the corner to wrap this thing up, it's important to remember that it's not only vital that we love our moms, but that we allow our moms to show love to us, and that we can receive that love in a way that they want to express it,
so
not
good.
just the way we want to receive it.
Yeah.
So it's about allowing your mom to love you, because we've already identified that is an incredibly important part of motherhood, is being able to love your child, love your children. Allow that to happen, even if it doesn't. Oh, that doesn't meet my needs. It's not about that.
Doesn't fit into my box.
Yeah, it doesn't fit in my box.
It's
not
not
about
who I
that.
am.
It's about allowing your mom to love you and to
Yes.
love her to where she is, for sure. So We all have different personalities. Moms have different personalities. Hopefully, during this episode, you've learned a little bit about who your mom is and who you are, so that you can love your mom in a more effective way and allow her to love you in a more effective way.
Right.
What do you
That's
think?
right. I love this. We challenge you to go take the little profile from the perspective of what you think your mom is, so that you can
take it for her, you're
understand
saying.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, or have her take it. We'd love for you to do that.
Did we mention it's free?
It is a free tool, and it is
It
a cool tool.
Take
It is
take
incredible.
We'd love for you to take it and join. Over 1 million people have taken it. We'd love for you to be one of those.
Yeah.
But as we close, it's so important that we stop and do what everybody has asked for, everybody wants. It's important that we take a minute and honor our moms with the traditional dad joke. I mean, the mom joke, as we said earlier, the mom joke. So Melissa, my mom complains that I don't buy her flowers. Be honest, I didn't even know she sold flowers.
Go buy your mom some flowers.
I will. Hey guys, thank you for listening. We hope we made you chuckle a bit, and hopefully you'll take away some things that'll help you as you continue to have that relation shift that truly makes a difference. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Little shifts that make a big difference. RelationShifts. Little shifts that make a big difference.